Welcome back to the Fanatic Islanders. This is a special one, very special one. Sandbar Sitdown. Actually, you know what? Just change the camera to our guests. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this presentation. They are serious about
today,
this.
guys. We get props today, ladies and gents.
These are the TennisJunkiez. As you can see, they are serious about being TennisJunkiez.
Yes, we are.
How y'all doing today?
Good.
All right. How you doing? Awesome. I'm doing good.
I'm pretty good. Excited.
Okay.
All right, just to start it off, don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, you can find us on YouTube and all other audio platforms. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And without further ado, guys, can you just please introduce yourselves? We start with my friend Marcus in a coral shirt.
Okay, so my name is Marcus Miller, Mr. Creator 242 on all social media platforms, and I am a tennis junkie.
I am Kendra Monroe. I have been a tennis junkie now for 2 years.
Okay, hey everyone, I'm Ari Smith. Yeah, I'm also a tennis junkie for about, 2.5 years now.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I think I was talking to Ari about this the other day, I was like, when you're young, your parents only want to get you in ball or track. And you see, I say ball.
Specifically ball.
I say
a sport.
Basketball.
Just ball.
I say baseball. You know what ball is when I say ball.
Everybody knows what ball is.
So I say ball, and it's like your parents don't, that's all they know. They say, okay, go to Jeff Rogers basketball game. We can drop you off because you ain't got nothing else to do for the summer.
Indeed.
But we got other sports, people. We're trying to grow them. We're trying to make people more aware of these other sports you can do. You don't just have to run and shoot and, dribble.
Right.
We have the TennisJunkiez here to teach us more about tennis, to grow the sport in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
So I just want to ask the question of what ignited that spark to make y'all fall in love with tennis?
You can go first?
Let him go.
So, I always used to watch tennis,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't know who played. I didn't know where to go to play. I'm from Inagua, so we had one court, and nobody was using it. So,
Nagua?
yeah, all the way from South.
Oh.
So...
Or Manguana, which don't exist, by the way.
Anyways. So, I did some classes with Impact Tennis. I don't know if you guys heard about them. And I was spending like $50 per session. I was like, I can't be spending $50 all the time to play tennis. I need to find somebody to hit with. So that's when I spoke to a coworker, and then she told me about my coworker, Kendra Monroe. So we started playing tennis, and we went Flamingo Garden. That's where we met Ari, and then everybody just started trickling to that, So now we the TennisJunkiez.
Okay. From Managua. Wow, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
It embodies someone who cannot do without the sport. So
You
people
a
ask
junkie.
us all the time, right? How often do you play? We'll say, we play Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So, I mean, what else could you call that person, right?
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to be on a schedule. You're supposed to have a rest day, repair. But if someone drops in the group, I'm going out, all you see is, I'm coming, on my way, 20 minutes. Unless you're like someone on the group who'll say, I'll be out at 7. That's the model. So we all know who that is, and he'll be coming in fashionably late. But
Shots fired.
the interesting thing about that is we'll start at 5, 6 o'clock, but Flamingo will hear us up until about 10:30, 11.
11.
There were times when someone said, "Hey, is that like what is that, firecrackers?" Yeah, we'll be sure and we'll just leave. Yeah.
Firecrackers.
It's like that's what takes us off the court, But it's a good group.
Awesome, but hey, how did you get involved in tennis? It's the same thing as Marcus.
So for me, I started 20 years ago, 20 plus years
Wow.
ago. My son is 23, so I was playing around the time when he was just coming up. He was our unofficial ball boy, so I have a classmate, and she and I used to play from 96. Then it fizzled out, we just stopped. During the pandemic, we started again. Then I heard Marcus may have been interested in playing, and I hit him up, and the rest is just history.
So question, you started playing tennis during the pandemic, as in during the lockdown, or
Authentically during the lockdown,
During
we
the
were
lockdown,
so certainly
Yeah, we was out there,
that was
for
the
sure.
best therapeutic
Mm.
thing, because unlike others, I had a routine, but unlike others, we had something to do. And it was something that we didn't have to actually be locked down doing. It was safe.
It's pretty
It
cool.
was
to
safe,
find
and we were.
Yeah, I was playing tennis in the men's area.
Listen,
in the minutes era?
listen, we were doing it. Trust me, and we were doing it within spec. We
Yeah.
were home at a particular time.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't full-fledged junkies yet until the entire group came along.
Just
Yeah.
tennis fans.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Ari, how did you become a official tennis junkie?
Yeah, well, firstly, I didn't even know those stories was that intricate. I'm actually surprised. I glad I came to interview a job. Hey, I learned new stuff. It was good. But yeah, mine was a little bit differently. Like I'm a guy who say we talk about this. We talk about all kinds of stuff at work. But last time we talked about this, I was with the Jeff Rogers camp. I understood it so good because it's like you got dudes who like 5'5",
Exactly.
5'7", want to be ballers, and like, hey, this other sports,
Exactly.
So for me, like, I tried different sports and it didn't really stick for me. So all my life, I thought I wasn't even a sports person, to be real with you. I was like, I guess sports ain't really for me. Because I tried the basketball, track and field, softball. It was right, but I had no passion there. So it wasn't until like I actually went off to school and I was in Arkansas. Go Hogs. Yeah. Razorbacks. But yeah, so I was in Arkansas, and then I was in a little relationship with this Serbian young lady, and she said she had tennis rackets. And I was like, oh, okay, I know about tennis. I know tennis. Like I know Djokovic, and I have with them, and Roger and Serena. So I went on the court and I was just hitting, and I was like, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Sorry, I don't know what I can say hell, but I didn't know. I didn't know what I was doing, but it was so much fun. And then when I came back to the Bahamas, I think that's 2018. I was like, I know where in hell I stopped and playing. So I got a racket, and I started hitting. And then and then me and Amber was hitting like a lot, and then so he was hitting like all the time, and then I just got better and better and better, and then from then it's just like, I just couldn't stay off the court to the point where I always used to see them, and I was like, I seen y'all a lot, like so we link up like that, and that's how we started like the TennisJunkiez, because it was just us communicating every time we went out, and just good vibes, good people.
Yeah,
That's really what it is. Like, they're really good people. When you go out there, you see some people that really have bad attitudes.
Yeah.
And especially if, like, for us really starting out, we wasn't very skillful.
Right.
We just were starting out, and sometimes that could be very annoying for players who good, and you hitting the ball in their court, whatever. I've had some times where people be rude to me when I was first starting out, but they were so very nice, and we was cool, and that's how we connected so good. And we said, hey, other people coming out, I know this person, and he know this person.
Yeah.
So it's like, Marcus like, I can make a group. I was like, you should make a group. And then ever since then, every time someone come out on the tennis court, hey, we have a group. And it's like, it went from like 5, 10 people to now you have like what, 40?
That's like almost, we have 45,
Wow.
Like 45 people.
Yeah.
And I actually have someone, I met someone at church last night who wanted to join. So I was like, +1. So like, it's just so good. And that's how I really started my
It's infectious.
my passion. And then like I always
Yeah.
watching tennis now. Like I always watching tennis. Like I was watching Roland Garros finals today, the women's finals. Gonna be watching the finals, men's tomorrow.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's kind of like how I had it took me to go off to school to get exposed to tennis, and that's a whole nother issue we could talk about. But
Yeah.
in the Bahamas,
We just talked about that.
Exactly right. So yeah, that was me. It was a little long-winded. Sorry.
Very expensive too.
Right.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
expensive sport.
It ain't expensive cycling.
So speaking of TennisJunkiez, you would have mentioned Ari, for you would have gotten into it in school, and for you guys it would have been either through friends or apparently coworkers. How does someone become a tennis junkie? Like, you guys would have mentioned the group. I believe it's like WhatsApp, Instagram, and all that other good stuff. But how does one become a tennis junkie?
So now, if you want to become a tennis junkie, all you do is just come out. Now, you got to hit with us more than once now. You just can't come out just once and say he's a tennis junkie. Like, come out, come out, hit with us more than once, son. once you mesh well with everybody, it's easy.
Oh, this is like a vetting process.
Yeah. Just make sure you're
not
consistent.
as strenuous as other groups, right? But the one thing we want to point out is the fact that it's a supportive group. You have persons who are on different levels. So you may have a beginner, an expert, or you may just have someone who wants to get into it as a routine, right? So for us, sometimes we collaborate with others in tournaments and etc. And we'll elaborate on that. But it's more importantly, tennis is a sport that you cannot play without someone else.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we have that environment where you will always have someone to hit with.
All right, good. I mean, and going back to the environment where you always need someone to hit with. I don't know if you guys are willing to answer this, but where do you guys work, or what is your profession? You don't have to tell us the exact organization where you work, but what is your profession? Just to see like the range of people that would kind of play tennis, and then you can give us like kind of the job descriptions of some of the other people in the group. Just to show like, because I feel like just hearing this and hearing your stories, I already got into it from dating a Serbian, and we have this man from deep south in Anagua, like specifically the Serbian, the deep south in Anagua. Like, I feel like there's is one of those things where it kind of crosses all kind of like a wide range. So can you kind of like give us like your quote unquote day job?
Yeah. Nah, I ain't gonna mention the place until they sponsor us now. So
Okay.
but,
As you should.
So I work in the engineering field. I am a design technician. I work with fiber coax. We work with fiber programs and stuff. I'm normally the guy doing designs, and like that's basically about it. Surveys. If we have new customers that want to service from us, we normally go in and survey them, and if they need a design, we have to come up with one. So that's basically what I do.
So I am a project manager, and I agree with Marcus. I'm not going to name the place, but I do assist with business clients. I have a wealth of knowledge, so I've had a number of jobs within the same organization, actually 6 positions, whereas I've been supervisor, administrator, customer service rep, dispatcher. So it's been a number of things that I've been fortunate enough to do. More importantly, all of us also have our side gigs, which makes this a very good group where we can use our network within.
Exactly, yeah. Okay,
so for example, right now, Marcus is Mr. Creative, as we know, on all platforms, right? I have K&B Unique Services, which is administrative in nature, but I do passports, visas, a number of things, right? And when we're looking for simple things, editing some of the things, I'm sure you guys will see our platform where you'll be able to see the videos, things like that. Marcus is actually training some of us for the ability to edit as well, so we can assist, right? So a number of people have a lot of skill sets. It's a great group. We had a fun time on the last holiday where we were able to go ahead and do a little trivia here and there. We also spoke about what each person does in the group so that we can use our group as a network. We'll be first point. So that's for me. Also, we have like a defense force officer, police officers. We have someone that does.
Exactly.
Right,
they got all
right.
They have all the plugs.
Masseuse. We have someone who does extermination, and then I'll let Ari.
We can't borrow some of them, man.
So once you join the group, you come and hit
We have a model. We have hotel model.
We got a singer, a songwriter.
Oh yeah, man.
Songwriter, producer. We got
Very talented. I must tell you, the Junkies, they're very talented. They're homegrown.
Yeah.
That's what's best about it, and we're very proud of the network that we've made, and the connections we've made along the way.
All right, Ari, what about you? What is your day description?
I just astonished how much stuff I learned about Kendra right now. I mean, you think you know a person.
They also hit in the mornings, okay? And I just found that out. So
But
I got a question though. I was do all these things, right? You must be in the like that 11 o'clock.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey.
That's the thing, right?
Ain't no time to sleep,
Bro,
bro.
Entrepreneurs rarely sleep.
when you're a junkie,
Really?
you don't really need to sleep. You know, them junkies they be on 10.
Facts.
And honestly, after a good session where we go hard and we talk smack in the group and we talk, it's always competition. I would say you're on such a natural high. It's hard to just go home,
For real.
cool down, and go to sleep.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. But
Yeah.
I'm just a regular engineer.
Yeah, I just an engineer.
Okay. Go home.
Yeah,
Exactly.
of course. Yeah, and unlike them, I can say what I work for government. I can say what I work. I work for government. Public service officer right now. I do.
Sponsor.
I doubt it. But it would be good. It would be good. It would be good.
Hey,
I ain't gonna lie.
as much as I want it to happen, anything's possible though. But yeah, I do mechanical engineering. I work with Macario, so we just do plumbing design, air conditioning design, fire safety, gas installation designs for government buildings, schools, and etc. Yeah.
It's so funny. I'm actually supposed to be working where they work at.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's a different
that
thing.
is true.
That's weird.
Wow.
But I would know.
Learn something else. All right. Sorry.
Ari said, I only do.
This is an episode of Revolution.
Yeah.
Ari
It's
said,
an
I
eye-opener.
only do.
What is
But
that?
I'll tell you this. I was trying to get a number on my house for about 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
And Ari got that done for me within the week. I'm just using the network, eh?
See, that's the
Junkies
thing
to
about
the
network.
world.
Yeah, that's the thing about network. Like, you
Yeah.
help each other.
That's what you use government for sure.
It's still good ones. There's still good government workers out there. Like me and Macario.
Yeah.
Don't write us all off.
Right.
Don't. All right.
But I have a next question. Seeing how you also adamant and determined to, grow your group, grow the sport of tennis in the Bahamas. I see y'all have a new member almost like every week. Every time I see y'all online, I'm like, I don't know this person, but it's good to see them play.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, man, it's all about support.
Yes.
And then I see y'all hosting new tournaments. Y'all have community outreach. Y'all give back. Y'all want to speak more on that for us?
Okay, so giving back wise, we're planning a camp for kids. It's gonna be free. It's supposed to be in August, so just look out for that. Look out for the flyer and for more information on it. So it's gonna be like a week long. We providing food. We providing everything. So just drop your kids off.
Sponsors are welcome.
Sponsors are welcome.
Yes.
And of course, we have a various amount of packages that you can take advantage of. We provide coverage at our tournaments where we're able to speak about your company. We'll be able to give you some airtime. We have Facebook Live, and of course, more people subscribe and follow up our platform. We'll be able to connect you as well. So spaces are available.
And also with those packages too, we be running advertisements in our matches. So depending on how much you give is how much we give. So and thing.
Yep.
Yeah, and imagine too, like our tournaments, the entry, we don't have an entry fee. No, we just ask that if you feel led to help, to donate something, maybe some bottles of water, vitamin water, bananas or whatever, tennis balls or whatever. So that's kind of like a way of giving back too. You get games experience for free, and then we also have tennis coaches in the actual group.
Yeah.
So so we have our TennisJunkiez coaches. If you wanna, for example, if you come in and you're a casual hitter and you just want to get better, we have people there. Good rates, not expensive rates, and you could just learn to get your game better just like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's actually a way of giving back as well.
Yep.
Right, and speaking on the coaching side, like I said, if you want to just come up and be a casual hitter. So if I was someone that was interested in tennis or becoming a tennis junkie, like where would I find y'all, and like do I need to bring my own racket, or can I, like at least for the first hitting session, like can I just show up and I'll get some assistance, or is there things that I need to know ahead of time?
Well, most of the times, I mean, if you have social media, you can just inbox me. I always on my phone anyway, so I can see it. And we normally be on Flamingo Garden Court day and night. rain, sunshine. So if you happen to see us on the court, just stop and talk to us. That's how most
Right.
the new person
They just come to the gate and be like, hey,
Yeah.
all hitting?
Oh yeah.
And most of the times, if you don't have a racket, you can just
Yeah.
come.
We have racket.
I have like 3.
I have like
two in the
4.
back there, so
Wow.
everybody else have extra, so you can just come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No pressure. We get balls, everything. Just come.
Yeah.
What about people like me who have like 1.5 knees?
We actually have a few people who actually don't move as well because of injuries or accidents, and they still come out and they
Yes,
hit.
just come on.
Yeah,
you
we
go.
have
Injury friendly?
yeah, some yeah. So you don't, like I say, like it's not like we have all different types of ages and skill levels and all types of people, like ranging from people who just learn how to hit to people who on like a elite junior levels. Okay,
Yeah.
so just come out here to have a fun time.
Yeah, if you mad and you want to just take your shot.
Yeah.
Come on.
I was about to ask about that, like, is tennis, you see,
I'm pretty sure.
given the nature of the jobs that you do, and again, we do appreciate our civil servants, like, is tennis a decompressor for you guys?
Oh man.
Definitely.
I can't explain how much it is.
Definitely.
That's why we out for like 4 hours.
You know how people say
don't blame
never
'em.
miss a Monday.
Uh-huh.
I never miss a Friday. That's my heaviest day at work.
Yeah.
I don't miss Fridays. I rarely miss Mondays. So it's therapeutic because you get the opportunity to just forget about your day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you come on too, like the jokes we have.
Oh my
Jesus.
goodness.
Yeah, it's a get off
Like,
session.
you
Listen.
get off, you be
Everyone
crying,
has a nickname.
you literally
Okay. Oh,
crying.
now we have to know.
nicknames.
Now we have
Yes.
to know the nicknames.
Oh yeah, we got.
Yes.
Can
We need the background
we need the
stories
background
as
story
well.
for the nicknames
You
as well.
start with Ari.
Hey, Ari, what's your nickname?
Oh, there we go.
Well, they call me Aquaman.
Why is this?
I am just, superhuman in my ability.
I thought he was about to say super sweaty. I ain't gonna-
That's what it is.
God
That's
dang
what it
it! Why you had to be smart? But okay, so yeah, I am pretty quick on the court. I am quick, but the reason why they give me because like after I play like for 3 hours and I wring out my clothes, it's literally
Literally.
a puddle of. It looked like I just jumped in the water
Literally.
because I sweat so much and there's like Aquaman.
Getting walk,
3
his shoes
t-shirts.
with expel water.
Yeah,
3
like
t-shirts.
I really it really be that bad. So that's kind of like
I
where my
guess
nick-
it's healthy, I guess.
Yeah.
I really gotta drink. I have
But
to
he
drink.
has to stay hydrated.
I drink a lot of water
Yeah.
when I play, and like unlike some, I used to be like, you only drink water, yeah? Like I have a whole gallon that I'm about to finish.
Yeah.
Not the whole gallon, though.
12-ounce bottle.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not gonna cut it for me. Like I would die with
Why
that.
even buy this?
So that's my origin now. Come on.
Can't
What was you?
So,
Come on.
so
Not candy from Epic
that-
Battery
that
commercial,
was-
though.
So that was birthed in, do you know, in tennis, you'll have to encourage yourself. You're like talking to yourself. Every time I mess up, I'm like, come on, Kenny. And it just caught on, right?
Yes,
Especially in
that's it.
tournaments. I don't do very well in tournaments. I'm always in my head about it. I can play, I go with the best of them. But when it comes to tournament, I'm just stuck in my head over the process.
That's most of us.
And it's like, come on, Kenny. I mean, there is actually a hand bracelet now where we have Junkiez as well. But I have one that says, come on, Kenny.
Come on,
Wow.
Kenny.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
got bracelets too.
That sounds
Yeah.
like a trademark
Yeah.
right
Yeah,
there.
it is.
So
It is.
imagine how funny this be when I edit in the matches. And I zoom in on her, she be like, come on, man. Kenny." I start to stop it, and then I just have to laugh.
Yeah. You gotta zoom on that every time now. Every time.
Kenny.
All right, last but not least, Marcus, what's the nickname?
Well, the one they gave me was lefty because I was hit with my left hand too. But I changed it to deception because then, if you look at me, you don't think I'm fast, but
Yeah, you're actually
Yeah.
pretty fast.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's my nickname.
So
Yeah.
you say lefty is what they gave you, deception is what you go by. Is lefty the actual nickname?
It's
Yeah,
lefty.
it's lefty.
Okay.
Because
It's pretty good.
I'm right hand, but sometimes I just put on the sharp.
Not sometimes. I mean, he
All the
literally
time.
A lot of times.
throws that racket
I'd be
into
like-
the other hand seamlessly. You'd
So-
be like, what?
He knows he's
And he gets it.
ambidextrous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he'll get the shot.
Hey,
He'll
and
get the
playing
shot.
tennis, that's actually the first time I've ever heard that triangle.
Yeah.
Not
Wow.
bad.
They told me
So a
about
wide
it.
shot, that means nothing to him.
Yeah. I got it.
Yeah.
Actual motion.
We halfway there.
We halfway there, man.
man.
Hey, listen, you might see Fanatic Islanders at the Tennis Junkie, you know.
One day, yeah.
One of these days,
Yeah.
maybe
It's
one
an
of their
open invitation.
open invitation, maybe at one of their events. I know you guys are planning like a tennis kind of social. Can you speak a little bit more about that?
Okay, so on holidays now, so we normally just always come together. Either we come together and potluck with food. We get beers, rum, everything like that.
Vitamin
Capri
water
Sun.
too. Vitamin
Capri
water
Sun.
too, man.
In true Bahamian
need
fashion.
it. If you need it.
We got
we have some juices there too.
Yeah,
so
we
if
have-
you don't drink,
Yeah.
we have something there for you.
Okay.
straight.
But these be out there taking shots and playing tennis.
Yeah.
So if you go on our page right now, we have a archive now with tequila and tennis.
Yeah.
All us are drunk.
It's got on.
Don't mind how good we play and we drunk.
So
Yeah, we play really
the
good.
key to that is we resolve most of those calls after the match, if you get what I'm saying. So there's still a little running, one that's running that's still debatable. Marcus is saying
I
always
respect it.
in.
I respect it.
So, but that's the risk that you take when you're playing tequila and tennis.
Yeah, it's pretty
All
much.
is still enjoying.
Had to let him know. Well, I have this question specifically for Kendra. How do you feel like the Tennis Junkies have, I guess, highlighted that, women in tennis, or push for more women in tennis in the Bahamas especially, and for more women in sports in general?
So, from the perspective of women in tennis in the Bahamas, that's not a normal circumstance. So, during the pandemic,
I'm
I
actually
had
surprised.
I had a dog, right?
Uh-huh.
I had this dog during the pandemic. I wasn't traveling for work. Didn't have to keep a bag packed at all times. So I had my dog. I'm playing tennis, and I'm a country fan. Like, people were like, "No, hold on now. You're all the way."
How do you get there?
Yes,
This is a lot of
come
things,
now.
like, on a
You're
different side of the-
around with your dog in the back, because I have a double cab,
Uh,
just at the back, and he's like right over my shoulder. I'm driving, jamming some country music. Shout out to Vanny, and
Oh my-
also,
bro.
you're basically playing tennis, and they're like, "Come on now, that's not ideal for a
The
black
combination
woman."
of things.
Right. But the thing is, it's anything that you want to be. I have a 23-year-old son, and I tell him all the time, you can be anything. You can go anywhere in the world, and he took it literally, because he doesn't live in the Bahamas anymore. But I mean, it's factual, right? And sometimes some of us learn from what we see. And if I need to be the change that I want to see, and I can be a citizen of change for other persons, I can tell you that there's a balance to life that is it's such a necessity. You have to put in the work when it's time to work. You need to work hard in your educational goals. You can expand, but also when it's time to play, you play. You play hard, right? And I want to be an inspiration, whereas when I give advice to whether it be my son, my nieces, nephews, anyone in the community, someone I'm mentoring, I give it my all, and I can tell you that it's no gender lines for me. I know the question is centric to
Yeah,
women,
yeah,
but there is nothing that there's a barrier I can say for women. You can do whatever you'd like, and it's such a great thing to be such an individual where I have such a diverse background. I can say that, basically this year, this is going to be the first time I'll go and watch a tennis live, right? And this is what we're going to do as Junkies as well, right?
Yeah.
We're going to go and do this as a group, but more so, it's so many memories. I used to travel a lot during the holidays, but, I can't travel when we have
Tequila and tennis.
Tequila and
exactly. Can't miss that.
this is something now that is a staple,
Yeah.
So it's a good question. I appreciate that, and it's a good time and space in my life. And I mean, going on the age that I'm going on, it's not really a norm to start things so late in your life.
Uh-huh.
I'm now 50, so that's something that you're probably like, hey, that's so new to go out there and jump, but it's a barrier. I'm just breaking through barriers.
Yeah, I have a similar question for Marcus and Ari. I guess guys who aren't familiar with tennis, like there'd be, you have a basketball court usually next to a tennis court, and they probably looking at it like, what these buddies doing over here, buddy? Like, how do you speak to those guys and say, bro, tennis is actually pretty cool? Like, how do y'all? I know y'all have people who are interested, but how do y'all reach the guys who probably don't know or probably don't understand?
Well, honestly, we could show them better than we could tell them. We just invite them out. And a lot of times, those same people, you could even see it, the kids. I haven't seen so much kids stop and actually watch us hit than since we started coming on our court. Even today when I was out this morning, like, they look at it and they see the intensity of what some of us play with, and they be like, I want to hit like that. And they see how physical it is. Because sometimes we be going really at it. So they be like, this ain't no jokey sport. I thought you just hit it over the net. Like, no, they see how physical it is, and they're very inspired by that. Yeah. So if anyone, like, if I meet someone, like, for example, at work who don't understand it, I go all out trying to explain them and how intense and how passionate the sport, how physical the sport is. A very physical sport. But they wouldn't get it until they come out. So I'd be like, hey, just come out one day, see how it is. Yeah. And along with that intensity and physicality is also fun and therapeutic for most of us. So that's the best way. I could show them better and I can tell them. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of way I go about it.
Take that frustration out on the ball. And speaking of physicality, you said the number 23, kind of associated number 23 with the GOAT for some people. Who would you consider the GOAT for tennis? Because and like you mentioned, like with tennis, there's no, to your point, like there's no real gender line sometimes, but you can kind of understand that the sport itself is fluid. Mm-hmm. So is there a GOAT, like not necessarily male or female, like, but who do you think is one of the greatest tennis player that exists?
Serena Williams.
Shocking.
Novak Djokovic, Rafa Nadal, those four right there, they are the GOATs. Roger Federer,
yeah.
GOATs.
Yeah, like all those are the GOATs, but I think Novak, Novak is the GOAT. I think, based on like statistical data of his wins and amount of time spent at the top, his competition over his tenure in tennis, it's just. When it's all said and done, it's going to be hard to make a case that he's not the GOAT. Yeah. And if he wins Roland Garros, I think he'll be the first person or ever to win like at least 3 of each.
He'll be the first male.
Be the first male to win 3 of each major. So all 4 majors, he'll win at least 3. So like, and then also too with Novak, it's a weird thing with him. It's almost like he thrives through adversity. Mm-hmm. All kind of adversity goes through off the court, and a lot of things happened last year that he wasn't able to play in American tournaments, and he's only allowed to play in Wimbledon and Australia Open. And on top of that, his Wimbledon points didn't count his APT ranking, and he's still on top of all that, he still won Wimbledon and he won Australia Open.
Yeah, so right now he's supposed to be battling for world number 1 right now. He's supposed to be world number 1.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's just the mental capacity. Like I have like, I know I sound biased, but I have I have Novak posters like at my work. I have it like on my. We have like these.
I can confirm.
Yeah, we have these like plexiglasses up around our desk when it's COVID, and I stick stuff on it. I put it there because it's like, to me it symbolizes like, no matter what you're going through, it's always in your head. It's a mentality you gotta have.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how when he step between the lines, that's how he approaches it. No matter what happened on the next side of the court, the points, like he gonna play his game. And that's kind of like, it speaks to me. I just stick to your guns, and just keep pressing and just keep pushing. So I don't know.
So right now he's just playing for records right now. He's playing to be the GOAT of GOATs.
Right,
right now.
exactly. Yeah. And he's still looking good. He's physically keeping up with these younger guys.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, obviously I love all the GOATs for sure. But I just think when it's all said and done, I think Novak would be on top of the mountain.
I mean, speaking of younger guys, like that's a good segue because the 4 that you mentioned, like Novak is pretty much like the last of that kind of guard that's left.
Right.
So who do you think is gonna come out? Because you have people like Tsitsipas, Kyrgios, and stuff like that. Like, who do you guys think is gonna be next in line?
So I guess we could say young and then young.
Yeah, it was a
it's
weird.
Like 2 different.
Yeah, this is a weird transition.
It was like it was like a young, and it's like the people after that.
Yeah, so young would be like Tsitsipas, Medvedev,
Team,
and Rublev. They'd be like the young. And then the young, it'll be Carlos Alcaraz,
Yannick Sinner.
Paul Garuno, and Sinner. And I would throw Felix in there. He's just having a little brain fog right now.
Yeah.
He'll be back.
Yeah. So yeah, but honestly, it's tough. It looked like the young, like how we said it.
Yeah.
They're gonna be the ones that are taking over the young.
Yeah.
So it definitely, like how we say, Carlos Alcaraz, Yannick Sinner, and let's see, Holger Rune and Felix for sure. I think those two in like next 5 years, yeah, they could be up
Depends on
there.
what else comes
And there's a
up.
lot of other younger, it's a lot of other young,
Yeah.
Echeverry, all kind of other young people.
Carlos have a younger brother coming up now too, so it's
Right.
like shit.
Yeah, he does have a younger
yeah.
brother.
Oh wow.
It's coming,
Yeah,
man.
That's
but
crazy.
You put Chapo in there too, but he just, I don't know, he just having a horrible year. So I'd put him up there too.
Yeah.
And the young.
Yeah, and it's a lot of young females. It's a can't remember her name. It's a female. She's like about 16. She made like a crazy run, Roland Garros. Marie Averi or something.
Yeah.
Something like that. I can't. Sorry about your name. I know you're watching this.
He's sorry.
But on the women's side. There's a lot of talent coming up too. But I think Iga Swiatek, Sabalenka. I don't see no one stopping Iga right now. To be honest. Yeah, he don't like Iga Swiatek.
You know what I love about this though? The passion, the names, the stats, and everything that you guys are riddling off now. You rarely see people do with sports outside of basketball here in the Bahamas. So,
point.
where do you guys see the sport of tennis going internationally, and where do you guys kind of see or would like to see the sport of tennis go in the Bahamas? Because, like I say, you would sit down, go anywhere, whether it's the lunch table at work, a bar, a happy hour, or even at a church group, and guys going back and forth talking about stats for this for Jordan,
Yeah.
stats for this for LeBron.
Yeah.
But you'd never hear someone name 5 tennis players, let alone give the comparisons that you guys would have. And I think that's a beautiful thing. So where do you guys see it going?
Well,
Or where would you want it to go?
yeah.
Like let's be
real. Yeah.
First now we get baseball stadium, we get track. We're the tennis stadium, man. We need that.
talk to them, man. Talk to them.
Yeah, I would love it to go. I'd love for us to like host a 250, a 500, a 1,000. 1,000.
For those who don't know, just explain
For those who don't know, they are tennis level pro level tournaments. They have the 250, and then they have the 500, then the 1,000, and then Grand Slam.
Right.
Break it down. So we could just start off it. We could host like a 250 here or a 500, and I think the players would love to come here as well. And play
Tourism?
for a title. So
Yeah,
that's what I would love it to go.
I agree because we have so much attraction to our country, tourism wise. That'll be an extreme boost to tourism if you can get these players to come here and actually play. And then, if you don't do the 250s, you can challenges or future tournaments that are lower level tournaments. But honestly, it's not much that can happen without government support. Like there's only so much we can do. Like we was talking about it amongst us ourselves. Like if we could buy a building and refurbish it and have like indoor tennis courts, because we don't have those over here. At least not that I know of.
Yeah.
That's accessible to regular people.
Right.
Yeah.
But like we always have weather sometimes when it's raining. If you could have an indoor tennis court, and you could
say something. I know you want to say something.
you could have indoor tennis courts where you could play, or just any weather, anytime. It's safe. We just need more. Only thing I like the most thing I like is we just would need more exposure.
Yeah.
That's the main thing, more exposure, because a lot of kids don't know about tennis. I didn't know about tennis when I was in school. Like, I knew about it, but like, exactly.
Yeah, you just don't know. You honestly and truly just don't know.
Yeah, you got the PE coach
Your
pushing
parents don't
basketball,
know either.
basketball, soccer,
Softball,
softball, and then volleyball.
And then what happens afterwards, right?
Exactly.
You need the exposure
Yeah.
so that persons can come and take a look at our athletes and
Yeah.
give them somewhere to go.
Right.
So we need more of that.
It's so frustrating because we have so much talent. We have so much talent in this one little island. There's so much talent here. They just don't have the opportunity and the help to sponsor to go up, because it takes money to travel.
Yeah.
Right.
You had to go to these different tournaments and stuff for that, gear, rackets, but like I don't want to put any organization down or anything like that, but it's almost like I don't see that push that pushes them, that helps them. These young kids, that nurtures them to go off and push them out there and really help them.
Yeah.
So once you have that exposure and you have that help support, trust me, we'll have athletes on tour in the next 10 years. I
see that Bahamian flag on TV. And
yes.
Proud.
Yeah.
But we have to get that government support to get behind the athletes.
Yeah, like you were saying, I feel like the government support usually comes when you're like
After
halfway.
you're ready
Right.
to submit it.
Right.
Close up, so it's like,
Right.
yeah,
I mean,
you're doing great.
we have some tennis. We have Bahamian tennis pros
But
for sure.
Uh-huh.
But you know, there's a lot of push you have to do on your own.
Yeah.
And it's just anyway.
They're trying to make it in there, but they still need that little extra push behind them.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of them trying to get there.
Yeah, we have 2 young kids now inside our group. They're really good.
Really.
Very talented.
What I'm hoping
Savannah
for
Serrano.
is that with that push they're doing now, still like they ain't stopping because the government is not supporting them. But I hope that
Right.
with them continuing to push, that the government is saying, okay, this is something that actually does make sense,
Yeah.
so we can
Yeah.
pour money into it.
Yeah.
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 So that would be better.
I
But
also say that too because you don't know like your drive, you don't know who you can inspire, and you don't know who can help you because
Exactly.
of it. So don't ever stop because the government
Right.
can help you.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
I think-
that's not a crutch. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's a good thing, especially like for groups like TennisJunkiez, because that way you have like the young kids that you guys would have mentioned that are on their way. Like they have a group like you guys that kind of supports them. Like, hey, I know
we
y'all
do.
don't have the back end this way, but we can help y'all, even if it's just like giving y'all just a little bit of extra motivation,
Yep.
a little extra support.
Yeah,
I like the network that you guys are building. Like it is there, and I think that that's definitely a beautiful thing, man. Like,
Yeah.
and I could see it because you mentioned like the challenges, even if it's not like a 250 or a 500 tournament. How Kendra was mentioning like cost on Eleuthera, you know what it is.
All
You
about
could
the
get
vision.
an international challenge to come down to the island of Eleuthera
Yeah.
to just play a random tennis tournament. It doesn't even have to be ranked, but you the amount of pull you can get to have someone to come to the island of Eleuthera or any of our other islands. It doesn't even necessarily have to be Nassau, just to
Right.
hit in
Yeah,
the Bahamas.
And I like this, not to cut you off, I like to say one thing. They do have tournaments. They host tournaments here that pros come to at Bahamas, not this. But the problem is, it's not easily accessible
Accessible,
to normal. When you say no, what I mean
Yeah.
normal
Yeah,
people.
Yeah, the average.
That's
Bahamian.
affordable for the average Bahamian. So you would like to see something where it's a good environment, safe and
In the
everything like
sports
that.
center,
But
yeah,
it's
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 accessible.
affordable.
Yeah.
Yeah, like anyone can come and be like, hey, let's see what this tennis thing about.
yeah,
They're not gonna take a chance spending 100, 200, whatever on a ticket, or maybe even
Yeah.
more than that, I think, or whatever, to get in and watch these tennis players play if they don't really know about tennis to begin with. So it's that ease of access and exposure that they need to have. So if you do that, let it be accessible to regular people.
This might be a bit cheeky, but do you think tennis is kind of gate kept?
oh,
In Nassau, in the Bahamas.
Yeah, the Bahamas.
Definitely. Definitely.
Like everything else.
Gate kept or forgotten.
Nah, I think it may be more gate kept because forgotten would then say like people know about it and then they just decided not to kind of put the backing there. I think the backing just isn't there, and then the people who kind of know it, I want to know if they're trying to keep it within them and their circles.
See, I can't speak for those people.
Yeah.
I only could speak from what I've seen and players who've been, playing tennis for a long time and the experiences they have, positive or negative. And it seems to me that it is some form of barrier with certain things, whether it's management of the actual overarching association. I'm not entirely sure. I don't want to speak out of pocket, but it seems to me that it's not a fluid, cohesive system. That's what it seems to me. And just like the points we pointed out before, with the accessibility and stuff to regular people, I mean, it kind of shows you that it's not,
yeah.
it's not fluid enough to the regular person. But I could go on, but I don't want to.
Have y'all ever had? Oh, you.
I don't want to say something that.
But another positive though that I see that's gonna happen. I know NTC about to have some ITF in junior international tournaments happening in July. So that's a positive we
Yeah.
have coming up. So
Okay.
keep it locked for that one.
Yeah, they actually host they host tournaments throughout the year.
Yeah, they have a lot.
And then we also through like in our tennis group, we share like tournaments and stuff like that so people could be aware. I don't know how much people are aware of tennis tournaments in the Bahamas. I don't know because I mean y'all gotta tell me because y'all not the tennis people, so I don't know. That's another part of it. That,
A little from
The
y'all.
only- yeah, it's pretty much everything tennis tournament related. I've either heard through following TennisJunkiez on Instagram,
Right, exactly.
or through a friend that I know specifically who would have either played in the tournament. You know what I mean?
So like advertisement of tournaments could be better as
So
well.
I was gonna
And,
ask y'all now. It's like, does the Bahamas like have a tennis association? Have y'all spoke to them? Do they have plans for the future? Do they have a plans for the youth and how to grow? I don't know. Like,
These some tough questions, bro. These some. Okay, we do have a BLTA, Bahamas Law and Tennis Association, and they're like the main tennis association in the Bahamas, and they control the rankings of the juniors. We don't have adult rankings. I don't think so in the Bahamas.
wow.
Yeah, I don't think so. I asked Savannah about it yesterday, and yeah, but I know they have junior rankings. They have the junior tournaments, and they host it, and they have that's NTC by the Sports Center. Right, that's them.
Oh, okay.
Now, in terms of what they have planned, I actually can't even speak on. I don't know, but for example, like for us, like probably like that's the thing, kind of with us too. The TennisJunkiez is almost like it's kind of like more of a casual. It's not like all that.
Yeah.
The red tape.
Right. It's almost
Getting
like
too serious,
you just kind of come. It's the fun. It's the village. It's a support system.
Yeah.
With certain tennis courts, you have to go and you have to pay to go on. You have to spend a certain amount to be a member for maybe maybe 6 months to a year or some places.
Yeah.
And again, accessibility. Again, accessibility.
Yeah.
Like I don't really know about tennis, so why are you gonna spend like $600 a year?
But
Exactly.
also,
You know,
I can say that the Junkies have contributed as well, right? So we've kind of adopted Flamingo Gardens. We could have played anywhere. We've been around testing out other places, right? But it's ideal. It has 2 tennis courts. And where it's not a formal fee, we have just gotten together and say, hey, these nets have been here for many years.
Yeah.
Let's replace them.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Okay? We got together as a group and we did that. We executed that. Okay? 2 nets change and no heavy lifting from any particular person. Whatever you'd like to contribute, but we made it happen. And wherever there were extras needed, we got it done.
Yeah.
No elaborating on the fact that and the roadblocks and the red tape and only thing we ask, if you're watching, for persons who have autonomy on the lighting situation, just keep it well lit because children are gonna come. There's Wi-Fi on the park.
Yeah.
There are certain things that just should flow. It's not flowing, but we try our best to make the changes where we can, and the influences and the positions that we have, we try to do what we can. Okay, so we're doing it. It's not an official fee. You don't have to be a part of any particular. There's no red tape, but we're getting it done. And I think that's key.
It's beautiful.
That's powerful.
Yeah, and that's what makes people like. That's what makes them give in the first place.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They come and look.
They
and
see the dream.
Yeah,
they see the
like,
vision.
Hey, this is a grassroots thing. Like people just like to play tennis and they putting money in to make the courts better. Like I want to help too, and that's just how it is be.
Yeah.
Like, but we do need a new court. But that's the hardest thing for us. That's the main thing we need. We need a new surface.
Yeah, we
A
do.
resurfacing.
We need the gates fixed.
We need the gates fixed.
To have some bleachers because the last one we had, the spectators was like, we ain't gonna miss it.
Yeah, but
and we had a lot of people.
Yeah.
We even had a sitting minister come and stop by to see what we were doing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
So
same thing.
Oh,
y'all doing something
Exactly.
amazing.
That's exactly.
Oh, y'all
what
have
it is.
people out here on Flamingo Gardens. Let me give them a photo op for this one.
Really. But you gotta start somewhere.
We're being the change citizens. Okay?
Yeah.
And if no one else is on board, we're on board.
We're on board.
Yep.
Okay?
Gotta respect it.
So this is the Bahamas. This is where we live. Our heritage.
Right.
We're gonna help the kids in that community. Anyone from any community. Okay.
Yeah.
It may just start. Who knows? TennisJunkiez may expand somewhere
Right.
else. We may have group 2 in another district or
Yeah.
International.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay. So these are things that you don't have to wait on any particular group. We are the group at this time. We're gonna make these changes at this time.
Yes. Love it.
I like that.
I do love
Well
it.
spoken.
Well spoken.
Now to even get y'all more excited. What great things y'all expect to see when y'all go to the Grand Slam, the U.S. Open? That y'all expect,
We
yeah.
can't wait. Marcus, I'm gonna let you talk. This is really a part of Marcus' dream, and we want the exposure. We don't know who's going to, like, we don't have a solid group right now to say who's going, but TennisJunkiez are going to be represented. We want to have this opportunity for other persons, no matter where we have to go again. We're a well-traveled group, well-versed group. We want to ensure that the younger members have those open opportunities.
Right.
And in a safe environment, there's nothing you have to concern yourself about. We know the parents of the children who are in our group. We are respectable people, and we're not gonna demoralize these kids, you know. So we're just trying to be as positive as possible because some of us have kids of our own.
Okay, so Grand Slam is now we supposed to be trying to go to the U.S. Open.
Right.
We are going to the U.S.
No ifs, ands, or buts. No ifs, ands, or buts.
You know,
That's what's up. That's what's up.
You got Gator behind that too.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So definitely we know, I was speaking on him, but you know, he winding down his career, Novak, and I really, really want to see him in person.
Yeah.
I want to see how those balls flying, because they say when you watch it on TV, you don't really get to see
True.
the true appreciation of it.
Right.
So I really want to see that. I want to sit and feel the arena come alive, and I will feel that. So that's what I'm excited for. And I've never been New York either, so I'm excited for that too.
Well, listen.
Yeah.
It's not just gonna be that trip, but
Mhm.
you know, Phillies may be playing during that time.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I forget you. So.
She's the
Oh,
Eagles
maybe
Stowaway.
we're just,
boy.
just
Yeah,
down
let's
the
do
road,
it.
you know, making a road
There
trip.
we go.
Then next year, Roland Garros.
Hello.
Anyway, yeah.
Sky's the limit.
Alright. I just know why you and Bonnie like football.
Yeah.
There's only one reason why you like it. Anyway. But yeah, same thing with Marcus said, like I never went to New York, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna go to New York, and then also my dream is to get that like tennis ball. Actually, it doesn't matter. Tennis ball, shirt, whatever. If I can get anything signed by Novak, I done. I retiring.
Yeah.
Like I'm not working no more, because once I get that, it's complete.
It's priceless.
Bucket list.
But yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. And then also do it just the trip with the TennisJunkiez.
Yeah.
I love them. Like they really they feel like my family.
Yeah.
Like for real, like you know. So like when I hang out with them, it's always a fun time. Like it's just good vibes,
shows
good people.
all the time.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to the people, New York and Novak.
And the tennis.
And
the
obviously the
tennis.
tennis of all the
Yeah.
good players.
I want to see a few others. But
Yeah, I was thinking for
definitely
sure.
Novak.
I know this sound like a Novak podcast.
I have plenty other favorites now.
Yeah,
I
guys,
have plenty other
please.
favorites.
Please, they just asking us. This
Yeah.
is our opinion, please.
Yeah.
Don't be mad to come. I can hear in the comments. They goats too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They goes
them
too.
Carlos fans ruthless to them new fans.
Oh, toxic.
I am. I ain't gonna lie.
He's being one.
I used to be for context. I used to be a Federer fan, and I'm like, but yeah, I ain't got nobody else to follow with. It was
Yeah, I
depressing.
It's a good person to follow, though.
I still haven't picked up.
I was in a dark state, man. Like
what else to watch? Like who to watch? Who to watch?
Nadal killing, Djokovic killing,
Federer on his way out.
and I see this young Spanish guy just killing.
Yeah.
I was like, he's Spanish,
That's
so
okay.
He probably be my favorite.
Spanish.
athlete.
I may go to spinner.
he too close to Nadal, and he looked like Djokovic.
So how you felt when Federer dropped that letter to say he was retiring?
But I almost, boy, I know.
Yeah,
I won't say I ain't watching
let's ask the
tennis no
question.
more. I almost say I ain't watching tennis no more.
Junkies take
Like,
over.
Yeah, man, it makes you like stuff like that makes you kind of focus on other sports. Like
Yeah,
when the
you
person
know?
you go to watch is no longer there,
Yeah.
it's like, who do I watch now? Like,
yeah,
That's
but
like me in basketball actually. When Kobe retired, I don't know what happened. I just stopped watching.
It be like that.
Literally, I didn't even care about the playoffs or not. I kept watching here and there.
Yeah, the finals
But-
were on yesterday.
Yeah.
I was like,
I watch here and there, but
Once
literally
upon a time.
since,
That was on
since
it.
he say he fouled and he say Kobe out, I was out. I don't know. So
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think for me, it's like with tennis, it's like how I still growing into the sport. I'm gonna always be engrossed in it in a way. Like some people, like some tennis players don't watch tennis at all because they have enough tennis in their life. Like I know some players who in a group they don't watch tennis because they always play tennis or whatever.
Yeah.
So like when you at a certain stage
Yeah.
in your tennis career, like it doesn't, you don't really have that drive to kind of keep being immersed in it. So like for me, example, like I like Novak, but if you retire, like I'm still my game's still growing. We still growing as a group. We still could be in tennis, involved in tennis, so I can still be watching tennis anyway.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of good talent coming up, like I say, WTA and ATP side.
Yeah.
I think I could be straight. I know what you're like.
I'm excited to see what Alicia Parks do.
Yeah.
I'm excited about her.
Mukova, like today was crazy, dude. Like that was insane. Like I thought she was gonna. Sorry, I ain't going on.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we are seeing it firsthand, the literal junkie side of the TennisJunkiez, okay?
Like that girl could hit the ball.
She got really nervous.
Yeah.
She had that match rig on
Yeah,
her racket
Yeah.
twice.
Yeah, she had many 30 love games that she couldn't close out.
She
But
broke. She would have to serve that out.
Yeah.
And that title was hers.
yeah.
But Iga's a champion, so she's the girl, and then she took her chances. So I can't be mad at that, even though
Yeah.
I'm the basic.
Yeah.
Fundamentals, man, fundamentals.
Yeah, she just like her mental is really good, and she hits a very heavy ball, and her backhand is really like stable. You can't really break through a backhand like that unless you have her like really on the run. She'll get low on her knees, almost touching the floor. She still hit a backhand top spin.
Yeah, that's one thing I could say about
Like,
her movement.
Her movement is
Her
really,
sliding, how she covered the court,
really good.
It's beautiful.
And so it's
But,
like
It's a lesson right
this
now.
is the first time now we in the WTA we don't have like a flashy number one. Like because we had the big serve number one.
oh yeah, yeah.
So
It's
this is the first.
back.
So that's why it's a little hard for me because like she really don't have a personality. She don't have
Wow.
a stop.
hey, hey, I don't endorse that. You can find something.
I can leave it.
Come on, say what you gotta say. Honestly, yeah,
it's true. Like she is her, but she really. It's the first time we never had like a number one in women's like tennis. Who was flashy? Who was
She's not flashy.
fired up?
She's not flashy.
No, she's not flashy.
She's a good dancer.
She's just regular, I guess.
Yeah,
You could say regular.
she ain't flashy, but she get the job done.
She got a job done.
You gotta respect it, I guess.
Another thing, her angle shots. She really good at
Yeah,
that.
it's
too.
really good.
Wow.
Yeah, so tangent complete.
I mean, after that lesson, I think y'all should give us a lesson on equipment in the back.
okay.
I know y'all talk about it a little bit. I hear from Ari, like y'all have different rackets, y'all have different ways to wrap your rackets, y'all have different tape y'all put on your fingers and all type of other stuff. I have no idea what any of that means. So
But this guy here, he's mostly immersed into the science of it.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
I mean, all y'all scientists, so basically.
Of course.
literally.
And we don't want anyone to believe that it's very expensive. It can get expensive, but it depends on the level that you're on.
Yeah.
When I started with a basic racket.
Okay.
And then
Right.
I got a little Benz, of a racket.
Yeah.
And, it progressed, but I will explain it more.
There's so much pressure.
I'll die for this.
Mr. Engineer.
He's the engineer.
Okay, y'all have a whiteboard. It's like,
We should have one.
but
Let me share my screen.
So yeah, equipment. I don't even know where to start. Let's start with the racket, of course. So like Kendra said, I started off with like a basic racket. First, when I want to say for people who starting out, don't get too caught up into the science of it. It can be very overwhelming. Once you have a racket and strings, just learn the technique. That's all you need to focus on at this point. But obviously, when your game evolves, you get stronger and you want different types of feel from your racket or your game.
Yeah, depending on the game you want to play.
Depends on the game you want to play. So This is a tennis racket. This is my FtI&x E-Zone Tour.
I don't know what any of that
Tour.
means.
Sounds Serbian.
I'm learning so much.
Yeah, I love this racket. So yeah, this is the racket. This right here is the head of the racket. This is the throat, and this is the handle part of the racket. And what we do is you have a main thick grip, and then we have an over grip over this main grip. The over grip is something you change more often to help hold the racket better. So basically, and then also too, these are tennis strings. The string to the racket strings. So basically, your racket is made in different ways, different weights, different torsion levels and rating, stiffness ratings. So just to make it simple, the racket could be weighed heavy or light. Heavy or light. That's basically, and then the weight could be, we have something called head light or head heavy. Head light is when the weight is more on the bottom half of the racket, or head heavy is more of the weight on the top part of the racket. Depends on what you want. Depends on how you swing your forehand or backhand. You might want it weighed differently. It could be very, very head light, less head light. Okay, you got that. And then the racket itself could be stiff or flexible. So it's called a RA rating, I think it's called. That's how much your racket is going to flex when you hit the ball. If it flexes less, obviously it's more stiffer. You're going to feel more force into your hand. But at the same time, more force can go into the ball. If it's more softer, you have a plushier feel, a little bit more control or whatever. And it's easier on the hands. So people who are older, they have a very flexible racket. Okay, now you have the tennis strings. They have all types of different strings. I'm not going to even go into it, but the only thing I get
wants from
there's all different brands and all that stuff like that. But the only thing I can talk about is string tension. We have them. We string when rackets when tennis players. You could see them in the game sometimes. They'd be like, "Oh, I want my racket string," and they'll say a certain tension. So these strings are actually strung at a specific tension based on the player. So you could go from some people go from 35 low, maybe even lower to up to 60, 70 pounds. So that's how much tension is going to be on this string. The harder, the higher the tension, the more stiff it's going to be. The lower, obviously, the more of a flexier feel and the trampoline-like effect you're going to have on the ball. So it really depends on what you want in your game. So, yeah, that's kind of basically a quick overview of it. I don't want to go too much too deep into it because it's
real.
I just
like
yeah, and then I already can see people in the comments talking about what's they talking about.
Before you put that down, right? Because you would have said there's like the heavy head versus the light head, right? So
yeah.
My automatic thinking is someone who is like a power hitter, would they want a lighter head so they have better control on their power shots, or would they want a heavy head to like add to it?
Yeah, it is less so the power hitter, and more so, I guess how strong they are. For example, like if this force is mass time acceleration,
right?
So this is a heavier racket than that. This have more mass. So if I strong enough to swing it fast, it's gonna be more powerful than she may be weaker. She had to swing it a little slower, for example. So like for her, she could get more acceleration with a lighter racket. So she could have the same amount of force, but because she's weaker, she need a lighter racket. She could put more whip on the ball. She could put more topspin on the ball. But if you're already strong and big, you losing power by having a lighter racket. So you see bigger players, stronger players, they'll have a heavier racket because they don't change too much about their game at every shot level.
Right.
They have a swing speed and they're gonna keep that swing speed. So if you're getting stronger, the only thing you're gonna do is you're gonna go up in weight.
Change the racket.
So they have something called lead tape. It's another thing. They add lead tape, which is lead tape, and it has a certain weight to it. So they use that to kind of bulky up the racket. They might put a little bit more lead tape on the 12 o'clock, maybe 3 and 9 or whatever, and that adds more weight. So that's basically what happened to me. Because I started off with a light racket and I got stronger and my forehand became too whippy. I was hitting the ball too early, too fast. Got a heavier racket, lead tape, blah, blah, blah. So that's kind of like what it is. So power hitter, if they're strong, you know, they go with heavier racket. If they could be smaller, but still have very high racket X speed, and they still could wet the ball through the court like nothing. So, yeah. But on tour, like, those guys, their racket's heavy as hell. Everybody racket, like, heavy, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, I hope that answered the question.
It does. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to be big and strong. You don't have to be dainty. There is a racket for just about everyone.
You know?
Yes.
Definitely.
That is crazy.
That is crazy.
That is
I didn't
absolutely
know it was
crazy.
that technical.
I did not expect it to be that technical.
That's
but
serious.
it makes sense though. It
Pick
is
the
an
engineer,
it's
though.
it's
Pick
an
the
you pick the engineer. It's definitely an art form. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Any more questions?
No. But again, like I just want to commend you guys for what you do as tennis junkies and seeing the passion that you guys have for the sport and the things that you're doing in community give back. But if you want to, please just let us know where we can find you. Again, you guys say you play at Flamingo Gardens, Flamingo Gardens Court. And what are your tags on social media? Like, again, how can people reach you guys?
Okay, so you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, now TikTok, and YouTube as TennisJunkiez 242. And
Junkies with a Z, by the way.
with a Z.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We normally play on Flamingo Gardens all the time. So if you see one of us, if you notice one of us from the social media, just come by, be very friendly, talk to us, and if you want to be a part of us, just come on and hit with us.
I have one.
It's just that simple.
Just that simple.
Oh.
So they about to come out. So that video coming soon.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
boy, we about to get embarrassed on
Embarrassed. Listen,
video draft.
all I have to do is make sure I get it over the net.
Yeah.
You can't tell me nothing after that.
Yeah, you're right.
Hey, listen, when I first started playing,
Wait, getting it over there ain't
that's
easy?
all we was
That's
doing,
not
getting it over the net.
easy.
But that's worse than
I
serving.
love in that way.
Wait, I've heard that is worse than serving a volleyball overhand, you know.
Serving the volleyball ain't that bad. To me.
Wait, you seeing someone who've never hit a volleyball, hit a
Oh,
volleyball
you're right.
before?
You're right.
It's pretty tough. Pretty tough to watch. Yeah.
But I have one final question for each of you. What do you feel like you're the most fanatical about at this point in time in your life?
In terms of tennis?
In life.
Anything specific.
Anything.
Anything specific. Even if it's tennis, something specific within tennis.
Okay, that's a good
so-
question.
Okay, so they already know I crazy about tennis, right?
Yeah.
So if I don't play tennis, I'd be another.
Yeah.
But I guess you could say art and graphic design. That's like my passion from when I was young. So that's why if you see my social media, Mr. Creative 242, check it out. You'll see why I say that. So that's my passion, art and graphic design.
So for me, it's just growth. I like to compete more so with myself. I want to be a better version of myself. Once I'm able to do anything progressively, I think I'm on the right track. So that's it for me. Just developing my business, developing as a person, and just being just better.
Oh, baby.
Awesome. Well, for me, I don't think I tell most people this, but I really like animation and 3D design, 3D modeling design, like characters and rigging and animation, stuff like that. So that's kind of like what I do in my spare time. I use a software called Blender, and I be on it a lot, just designing things, learning YouTube videos. And I also love music, piano and guitar. That's my job, literally.
Now, see, we learned something new.
Every
There
time.
you go.
I sent a
Every
piano
time.
video in the group. Anyway. Probably
yeah.
didn't watch it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah.
Busy
It-
group.
it's-
That's
it-
a busy
His cat
group.
plays too.
His cat actually watched tennis. as
Oh
well.
yeah, my cat.
Okay.
I love you, Neko. So yeah, that's my cat. I'm passionate about my cat too. And yeah, other than tennis, and then also too, my spirituality, God. I keep him first in everything I do. I mean, no one perfect, but no, that's what I try to do. And yeah, those three things. That's me. That's me, and that's what I'm passionate about other than tennis.
Good.
So,
Great. But like Prince said, happy to have y'all. It was a pleasure.
Thanks, man.
yeah, it was
Yeah,
fun.
Happy
We
Happy
got
to be here.
Fantastic
Yeah.
Islanders, Tennis
Yes.
Junkies. It's awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning into this episode. Again, you can follow TennisJunkiez with a Z, 242, on all social media platforms on YouTube. And again, don't forget to follow us, Fanatic Islanders. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you listen to us on any of the audio platforms, please do leave a 5-star review. Leave your comments and see how we can help you guys. And again, thank you so much.